guys, welcome to the Weekly Apple. Today, this is the first episode of my new, I guess you call it, vlog series, where I will be giving weekly tech tips, of course, on Apple stuff, some Apple rumors, news, maybe some helpful, hidden features, stuff like that. I'm just going to kind of be doing all things Apple. Once a week, I'm going to have a video, so this is the first episode that I am doing. So today, I have been in the process of thinking about buying a new MacBook before the end of the year. So as I save for that, I am on the fence between the Air or the Pro. So I thought I'd put together a video kind of giving advice on what to buy, the Air or the Pro, because it's a very hard decision. Because they're both great laptops. They both start at the same price for the 13-inch models, and they are awesome laptops. You really can't go wrong with either one, although there are some key features in each one that make them good for some people and not so good for others. So first, let's go to the MacBook Air. Now, this is on the Apple webpage, and the Mac part, and I just went to the MacBook Air. So we have these new MacBook Airs, these 2013 ones that were just announced at WWDC, and they're just amazing. They're super thin and light, but yet they maintain almost a whole day of battery life, and it's amazing. 12 hours of battery life because of these new Haswell processors is just amazing, and the flash storage is super fast. But that's one of the main things about the MacBook Air that makes it not as desirable for me, is that the flash storage is very low. For my needs, I basically use my laptop mostly for storing stuff, so I really thought that the flash storage is going to be just a little bit too tight. I don't want to end up with something that's too small because you can't upgrade. I asked Apple support chat if you can upgrade the SSD after you buy it, and you can't go to the Apple store and say, okay, I want a 256 gigabyte SSD because the 128 is too small. You can't actually do that, so you have to go in yourself and do it with a third-party SSD, and I'm not sure how comfortable I would feel doing that, especially since it voids the warranty. So what I would recommend with the MacBook Air, if this is your second computer, by all means, go with the MacBook Air. It's a wonderful machine that's super portable, especially if you have a desktop at home. You can use this all around the house and bring it with you wherever you need to go. You can have an awesome, thin and light, and very capable and fast and powerful computer always with you, wherever you need to go. But it's between 11-inch and 13-inch, that really is also a hard question. I'd say kind of depends on your use. If you need that bigger screen, it really doesn't add too much bulk. I would say the 13-inch is probably worth it in almost all cases, even if you're bringing it around a lot. I mean, if you're going to be carrying it with you every day, I would say 11-inch, but if you're going to be carrying it with you, like, once a week, then it really is probably worth it to have that extra screen size. But if we go into the tech specs, you can see here they both can be configured with 128. I believe all the way up to 256, or configuring 512. So you can go up to 512, although 256 is probably a better option because unless you have a bunch of stuff needed to be stored on your Mac, but then you have the 1366 by 768 on the 11-inch and 1440 by 900 on the 13-inch, and then they're both super thin. They both have Intel HD graphics 5000, 720p FaceTime HD camera, the common standard ports for the MacBook Air, dual mics, which is new to the 2013, 2 USB 3 ports, Thunderbolt port mag safe. 13-inch has the SD card slot, which makes it a little bit more capable in that area than the 11-inch. They just get wonderful battery life. This gets up to 9 hours, this gets up to 12 hours, although in some testings I've read they get up to even 14 hours, which is absolutely amazing. But I would say, like I said, if this is your secondary computer, I would say go for it. Of course, if you can afford the 512 gigabyte MacBook Air, or I mean, if you don't need that much storage, if you just are okay with living off of external hard drives, which I wouldn't want to, but if that's what you want to do, you could always do that. Then the MacBook Air would be a fine primary computer. But if you're going to want to store everything on it, which is what I like to do, then you're going to want to probably go with the Pro. So go into the Pro here. And of course, we have the Retina Display Pros. I'm not even considering those because they are so expensive. But of course, if you're a top-notch creative professional where if you're using it every day for your job, for creative stuff, making music, and doing intensive graphic stuff, then I would say the Pro Retina would be great for you. But as far as the normal Pros go, they're kind of overlooked because of the new Retina Pros and the Air, so it's thinner. But I really think the normal Pros are excellent because they have the graphics power. The 15-inch even has a dedicated NVIDIA graphics card in it, and I really think that they are really good. So the reason I like the Pro, and the reason I'm going to go with the Pro is because it's my main computer. I want something that's going to be able to hold everything, because I use my iPad, my iPad mini, for web browsing, checking my email, playing games, doing stuff like that. And I use my computer for writing books and putting videos together, and mainly, besides those uses, I will use it to store everything, store my pictures, my videos, my music, my documents, everything that I have, like all my files, kind of traces back to my computer because I want that on there. I think the larger hard drive, for me, is more worth it than having the smaller SSD. And that's just me. You may be okay with using a smaller SSD to have that faster performance, but when I get the MacBook Pro, I imagine I am going to be upgrading it to an SSD, and you can do that. That's the beauty of it. If you get the MacBook Pro with a 500 gigabyte hard drive on the side, you want something faster, you can get a 256 gigabyte SSD. If that isn't big enough for you, then you can take it out and get a 512 gigabyte SSD, or even a 1 terabyte SSD. If the RAM isn't fast enough for you, you can upgrade it all the way up to 16 gigabytes of RAM. Whatever you want, this computer is going to be able to do it. So it's great for mainstream use. I think creative professionals are going to more go to the Pro with Retina display if they can afford it. But then, of course, if they can't afford it, they're probably going to go to this, or if they just don't need that high resolution display. I think that it's going to be worth it in that case. But if you're just kind of the mainstream user, it's your everyday computer, the computer that you're going to be using. You don't have a desktop. It's going to be your desktop replacement. And I think also, if you're not having to take it around a lot, then I would say go with the Pro. That's what I'm going to be doing, because I can upgrade it if I need to. And I can do everything that I want to on it. And it's a very capable machine. It's got the extra processing power. If you need it, of course, it's there when you need it. Because who knows, maybe I will randomly decide to start running Photoshop, which I don't think that's going to happen, but if I wanted to, I could, and that's the nice thing. The 2.5 gigahertz dual-core i5 is more than capable, with the turbo boost up to 3.1 gigabytes. Now, on the 15 inches, that's a 2.3 gigahertz quad-core with a Core i7. And then this one is 2.9 gigahertz with the Core i7. But clock speed isn't everything. It still means it's obviously they're fast. If you sum it up, they're just going to be fast. But then with the MacBook Air, it only gets 1.3 gigahertz clock speed, but that's because it conserves the power to get better battery life. So both are capable machines. But mainly I'm comparing the 13-inch MacBook Pro to the 13-inch MacBook Air. But of course, if you want something smaller or something larger, you could always go with those. With the 11-inch MacBook Pro, the 15.4-inch MacBook Pro, but I'm kind of focusing on the two 13-inchers. So basically, like I said, if it's your main computer, I would say go with the Pro. But of course, it's entirely up to you. If you value to have something really thin, and you want that, you don't mind living off of an external hard drive, or you don't mind spending the 512 gigabytes, spending the extra money for the 512 gigabyte model, then I think that would be a great option, if you can afford it, of course, which I think this is better for me, because you get 500 gigabyte hard drive, and it'll be as fast as an SSD, but you can always upgrade it later, but if you don't want to, you don't have to. That's why I think the 13-inch MacBook Pro is a great laptop, but of course the MacBook Air is also a great laptop if you can afford it, and you really want that thin light design if you're going to be taking it places, and of course if it is your main computer. you're going to be taking it places, then yeah, you probably do want it thinner and lighter, and it can still be your main computer, of course. They're both powerful enough to be a main computer. But for me, my main computer, one of the main things that I like about having a computer, using a laptop, because I already have the iPad, so the laptop kind of takes on the form of storing everything. But of course, if you don't need the storage, if you don't mind using an external hard drive, or if you can pay for the 512 GB model, or if you don't need that much storage, then the MacBook Air will also make a great primary computer. So the 1.3 gigahertz dual core Core i5 up to 2.6 gigahertz with Turbo Boost, and they both have 3 megabyte shared L3 caches. You can also configure them to 1.7 gigahertz dual core i7 with a turbo boost of up to 3.3 gigahertz with a 4 megabyte shared L3 cache. So that's it for this episode of the Weekly Apple. Please stay tuned for more videos. I'm going to be doing this every week, not necessarily on the same day, but definitely you will see a tech video every week. I do want to do this just to kind of expand my channel, and I hope you guys enjoy it. As I said, we're going to have news, rumors, reviews. If I get new products, we're going to see reviews. Kind of just buying advice like this, or tips, or tricks with the software, iOS software, or once I get my Mac, of course, Mac OS 10. But for now, you can expect to see me. I'm doing mostly iOS stuff. I may go into the realm of Apple stuff on a PC. But that's my plan for the Weekly Apple. I'm expanding my channel. I hope you guys enjoy it. And I hope this video helped you guys decide which MacBook you should get. As I said, I'm going 13-inch non-Retina Pro, but it pretty much is entirely up to you, and the purpose of this video was just kind of help you outline your needs, what you need, and then kind of outline what's the best MacBook for you. Either way, you're going to be getting an amazing computer that's just going to be excellent, and is going to be more than capable for everyday use, and it's going to be just a joy to use, and it's going to fit in with the rest of your Apple family of devices. Thanks for watching this episode of the Weekly Apple, and be sure to subscribe for more Weekly Apple videos every week.